Hey church, welcome to day one of the fast. We are so excited to get to do this together as a church. We're really just wanting to set aside something so we can focus in on God. And even if you haven't picked that yet, just encourage you, take some time, think about it, pray about it, see what God is asking you to say no to so that we can really dive deeper with Him in the season.
Yeah, and so we've taken 12 days really to represent each month of 2021. And our heart is that in 2021, that us as a church, that we would be formed in the image of Jesus like never before, and it would be for the sake of others. So it's our focus this year. And so we're taking this time as we're fasting to really ask the Lord to shape our hearts, to mold us, to give us a heart for the things that God has for us this year. And so we've been talking and really thinking around this idea. We feel like the Lord's kind of given us this sort of word, this phrase that we're to grab hold of as a church. And we hope that it will steady you. We hope it will inspire you. We hope it will give you comfort at different seasons throughout the year. And that word comes from the narrative in Genesis chapter 18 that we would love for you to read today. And in Genesis chapter 18, the story is Abraham and Sarah. And here they are. There's this promise that God's going to make their name great. And yet the reality is they're beyond childbearing years, both of them seemingly barren and unable really for this promise to come to pass. And the Lord sends them a messenger, sends them a word. And the word is that they're going to have a child, and they don't believe it. It's difficult for them to
Sarah even laughs.
Grab hold of it. Sarah laughs, and then she tells the angel she didn't laugh, and the angel's like, no, you did laugh. And so in the narrative, you see this word that comes to them, and the word is so profound. It's a promise of God, but they didn't feel like they were able to see that promise come to pass because of where they were in life. And so many of us probably can identify with that. God says something to you and you just don't see how it can come to pass. But then the angel gives this word, and I think this is the word for us this year, Hill City Church. And the word is simply this: is there anything too hard for God? Is there anything too difficult for God? Is there anything beyond our God's ability? And in this narrative, we see that word. And I hope that you'll just cling to it. I hope you'll grab hold of it. Because this year, it's already starting out where it's a little bit tense and maybe it's a little bit crazy in your world, but I really believe that this word will hold true regardless of the seasons that we find ourselves in. It's a question to ask ourselves and to challenge ourselves to continue to go deeper with God. Is there anything too hard for God?
And I love that just a few chapters later, we see in chapter 21 that it says, and God did what He promised.
Yes.
And so that's what we're believing for each and every one of us at Hill City Church, because we've seen this happen time and time again. God does the impossible over and over.
Right.
And so we are believing for that as a church in this season.
Yeah, believing with you. Join us on this fast, and we know that God is going to do something incredible in and through His church. We love you so much.